Hi Cozy family, hi Cozy pals. If you don't know me, I'm Kennedy. I make videos on all things cozy, and of course I have my tea and I don't have my candle burning. Lovely, amazing. So now we have tea, sweats, and candle. We're good to go. And today I want to talk about my favorite cozy games that make you want to just curl up in bed with them, you know? And I'm going to list the videos in a second. I just want to give a short little background on why this video is so important to me. So if you want to just skip right to the list, I'll put the timestamp in the description. But the background to this video is cozy games are the entire reason I got into the gaming social media sphere to begin with. And I started my Instagram account. It'll be a year on February 27th. That's where cozy.games started, and my whole thing and the whole reason why I wanted to share my gaming experiences was just because games made me feel so cozy and safe and peaceful, and I really just wanted to connect with other people that felt the same way, and my only way to describe that was cozy. And for other people maybe it was a different feeling, but it was all kind of the same genre of game and we really connected over that. And so after a while of being on that account, I was like, okay, there's something here. People resonate with cozy gaming. Fast forward to mid-January, I started my TikTok account just kind of out of nowhere, and I posted this video first.
You someone who loves playing video games but doesn't connect with the typical gamer vibe?
And that really resonated with people on a scale that I didn't understand. I knew that there was this small community on Instagram that was like, yes, I'm a cozy casual gamer, but I didn't realize just how many people there were out there that resonated and felt like this was the first time they were seeing their kind of gaming and the way that they relate to gaming represented in any kind of space. That was really meaningful to me, because one of my main goals with any of my social media platforms is not only just to bring together people who love these kinds of games and don't see themselves represented in normal gaming spaces, but also to bring in new people who may not know that they like games, but all of a sudden see this really welcoming and nice group of gamers and are like, oh, I think that would be something I'm interested in, because I'm a firm believer in there being a game for absolutely everybody and gaming being genuinely beneficial to everybody. I was seeing that a lot on TikTok too, of people saying, I bought a Switch because I saw these videos and I realized this is probably something I would like. So I really love that that community created itself almost, and I want this channel to be yet another space where all of those people in that whole community feel welcome, feel safe, feel seen. And that is a lot of talking, but that is why this specific video about my favorite coziest games is so important to me, because it's really just the essence of why I even started posting on social media in the first place. It's really become, I don't want to say mission, but this important goal outside of myself and anything that has to do with me, just to really nurture this cozy gaming family. And yeah, if any of that resonated with you, I'm glad you're here, and I'm happy that you can find a space. If you're already a cozy gamer, you're like, yay, at Kennedy, that's great, like, get into the games. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get into the games. It's a pretty beefy list, so get ready. The games that make me feel cozy, want to curl up in bed with a candle, with tea, with snacks. Here they are. The first is Stardew Valley. Of course, I had to start with Stardew Valley. And I think the running theme through a lot of these games is the low stakes aspect of it. Just the fact that your mistakes aren't even really mistakes. Like, mistakes don't exist, essentially, because there's no real consequences for them. You still wake up the next day completely fine. You're completely on your own timeline. That's what I think really makes a cozy game. And Stardew definitely has all of those aspects. And it's a very self-contained game. It's this little map. It feels kind of big at first, but once you learn it, it's quite small, and you learn people's routines, you learn people's personalities, you learn people's favorite things, and you feel almost a part of this community. And something about that is just so welcoming and comforting. On top of that, the music is cozy. Wherever you are, in the mines, in the winter, whatever it is, the music is amazing. It slaps all the time. Just the fact that, like, your entire goal is to build up this little farm. How much more cozy could you get, you know? The next is Breath of the Wild, which is almost the complete opposite in terms of Stardew and being self-contained, because it's the biggest open world I've ever experienced. You can be riding on a horse for like an hour and still not reach the other end of the map. But again, it's so cozy because you can do whatever you want to do on your own timeline, and you can make mistakes and you can learn from your mistakes. And again, the music just creates this environment of coziness, especially at stables. The fact that there are stables and there's a little campfire and there's horses you can find and board up in the stables. This is a cozy game. All of the puzzles are so dynamic and so engaging. I just have so much love for this game, and it's super cozy. The next is Animal Crossing, which I haven't talked about it a lot on any of my platforms just because I think I went overboard with it at first, but I cannot deny that this is the epitome of wanting to curl up with something and just feel comforted. So low stakes. Nothing is rushing you. Nothing is a threat to you. All you're doing is walking around, talking to cute animals, exploring other islands, talking to the cute animals there, trying to get them to come back to your island and live on your island. It's just so wholesome, and I think the biggest draw is the fact that it's a changing world every day, whether you log in or not. Log in, like it's Webkins or something. Whether you play the game or not, it's this world that's living and breathing and happening, so that when you come back into it, you really feel like, oh, I am a part of this world, and these little creatures are waiting for me to come back and talk to them and make their little island that they live on better. I was amazed at the graphics, and the music and everything just creates this environment of safety, especially the museum. The museum is probably the coziest part of the game to me, and sometimes I would just walk around there and just chill out on a day, especially this past year when I just needed to like wind down and feel relaxed. And that's what Animal Crossing will do for you. It will make you feel relaxed, unless you get to the point where you're trying to make your island absolutely perfect, and then it's a little less relaxing, but it's still cozy. The next is Skyrim, and I haven't quite had the pleasure to play it as extensively as another open world like Breath of the Wild, but it's whatever you want it to be. You can do whichever quests you want to do, or you can do no quests at all and just explore. On the flip side of like creating chaos, you can really just make it a calm game. And who doesn't want to walk around in like old-timey taverns and inns? Amazing. A Short Hike is the next one, and this is a really quick game about a hike. It's funny, it's emotional, but again, it's this self-contained world that you can learn really quickly, and you can learn the people really quickly, but it still feels expansive at the same time. Again, it's cozy for the same reasons. It feels real, there's heart to it, and the colors are really soft and pretty, and the music creates this environment of coziness. Count how many times I say cozy throughout this video. Luigi's Mansion is a game I wasn't expecting to like so much, and it's genuinely one of my favorites now. I think this is cozy because, again, there's so much to explore, and I think exploration really makes something feel cozy because it almost feels like there's endless opportunities and endless things to discover, which means you can just sit there for hours looking into every cabinet or opening every door and exploring every room. And any of the conflict where you're collecting the ghosts is very, very manageable and very minimal. And it's so fun to play co-op if you have a partner or friend to play with, where one person's Gooigi and one person is Luigi, because you're working together, and Gooigi has different abilities than Luigi, problem solving together, and I absolutely love playing with somebody else. And you're in this haunted hotel with different themed floors. Like, what is more cozy than that? And the next is Night in the Woods, which people from TikTok made me try, and I'm so thankful for it because I would have never looked at this game and thought, this is cozy and I want to curl up with this game. And I'm especially not drawn to platformers as much, but this is a very story-based platformer, and it's very minimal on the actual platforming that you're doing. Mostly you walking around this really small town, and there's maybe like 4 screens of the town that you go through on a day-to-day basis. Each day that passes, you're just walking around talking to people, you're learning kind of the background of the main character and the background of the main character's friends and the main character's past, and you're unraveling this story in this beautiful autumnal town. And it's very emotional in a tasteful way. It's not emotional just to be emotional. It's emotional because it kind of taps into experiences everybody's had, or times you've felt kind of inadequate in certain ways. It's great. And there's a little bit of mystery, which is always cozy. The next is Spiritfarer, which I think any task management game is really, really cozy to me. This one is cozy and emotional. Do not pick this up unless you're ready to get really comfy in your bed with some tea, maybe some chocolate, and cry, because you will cry. And that's all I really want to say about this game, because it's beautiful. Everybody should try it. The next is Pikmin 3, and I think this is cozy in a more lighthearted way, which is definitely the opposite of Spiritfarer. It's cozy because you're just walking around this cute little bright planet where there's fruit and there's cute little enemies that are not at all scary or really that dangerous, and you're collecting those little Pikmin, getting through obstacles with them. It feels like playing through what watching Bugs Life felt. Does that make sense? Like, something about watching Bugs Life felt so magical. But that's kind of how Pikmin feels. It has the same charm, and I think it's cozy in that way. The next is Calico, which I just started. I'm doing a Let's Play of it right now. I loved this game from the second I opened it up and there was character customization. I love a game with character customization because it tells me the developers know their audience, and their audience is people who love character customization. You run a cat cafe and you collect cats from all over this amazing, cute little world. There's a little mushroom area, there's pink trees. It's just this picturesque little world where, again, nothing bad happens. You're collecting little animals that all love you the second you pick them up. And you can pick them up and run around with them. You can. This is how I acted the first time I figured out that you can do that. I want to do this all day. Just this all day. Near, far, wherever. I might cry. So yeah, definitely try it. Really quickly, I'm going to mention Coffee Talk and When the Past Was Around. They're two very dialogue-heavy games. If you like dialogue, if you like point and click, try them out. The next is Best Friend Forever. This one is for my people who like dating simulators. I didn't think I liked dating simulators until I played this game, and I was like, okay, this is kind of fun. I see the appeal. But you have a dog that you're training, and you pick him out, and there's a little ranking at the end based on the other dogs who are also training in that little class of rescue dogs. And then you're also in the background meeting all these singles in the town and talking to them and going on dates with them. And I love that it's kind of diverse, and it's the perfect game to play in the fall. The town is just like in a perpetual state of fall, and it's so cute. And my last one is maybe contentious. Little Nightmares. I just started playing it because the second one came out and I wanted to play the first one before I played the second one with my boyfriend. I hate horror things. Like, I have a love-hate with horror. I can't watch horror movies without like putting my hands over my eyes and asking everybody around me what's happening, but I still love them because it's kind of like, I don't know, you know? That's how Little Nightmares feels, and it is terrifying because you don't know what's about to pop out, and the music is terrifying, but it's also beautiful, and the movements of the character are so realistic and add to the terror and the fear that you can tell this little character is feeling. And the story unfolds as you go. I'm still unfolding it. I think it's cozy. I think it's cozy because it's definitely a game that you want to like curl up with and be scared, you know? Maybe you'll just have to take my word for it that it is a terrifyingly cozy game. And those are all of my favorite cozy games. I have tons of cozy games that I love, but these are definitely just my favorites. There's a lot more on like Mac or PC that I can cover, so let me know if you want to see that. Thank you so much for watching. Please reach out on Instagram or TikTok. I'm on there all the time responding to messages and comments because I love talking to you guys and I love talking about cozy games. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a cozy, amazing, fantastic day. Bye!